What's up, Barry? Thanks for reaching out, man. All right, that was the solo in, real time there, and here it is in slow motion. Then I'll kind of break down some of the tabs for you here. So here you go. All right, so the song's in D, which you already know. So the solo starts on a D, like right here, and it starts on the 1. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So A5 right there. And then you have kind of a major scale D lick first. So just to give it a little bit of, like, you could play it like this. So that's 5, 7, 5, then slide up 7 and 9. And then, I don't know if it's like this in the record, but I like to play both these strings, 7 and 7, on D and G. Just as a little more, rock and roll there. Just like that. Then after that, there's a little, when it switches to the A chord, it goes something like this. Up. So I'm playing this. You could also play it down here. So, or you could go. Whatever's more comfortable for you. So all that is, so if I'm playing it on the E string here, that's 5 and 7, and I'm giving the 7 a little bend. I wouldn't do a full step bend. I'd probably go like a half step. I think like half step bends are a little more rock and roll, I guess. So, and then that's a 7th fret on the D string, so another A. So, or down here, you just go open strings. So on the A string, then a 2nd fret G string for the other A. So far we have or whatever is like easier fingering for you there. They also kind of have slightly different sounds just because of the thickness of the strings. The next little lick is this one. So his guitar player is like amazing, and he plays everything like super clean. So it's kind of a slidey sort of a thing. It's but real time, it's a little bit trickier and a little bit faster. You could, if you don't want to do the slides, you could just hang out here. So we're kind of in like a B minor shape, because that's the chord of the solo here. So it's 7th string on the 7th fret on the B string, and then 10th fret E string, 9th fret on the E string, 7th fret on the E string. So if you don't want to do the slides, you can just do this. But if you want to do the slides like it is in the song, with again, gives it a little bit more flavor, it's just. So it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So he goes into this that bend pretty quickly after the, like that. And it's just a full step bend. 9th fret on the G string all the way up to an 11. Now, here's the phrase fully with the ending of it too. Or you could play it like this. So after you bend that, the 9th fret up to the 11th fret, you release it like that. So you're bending up to an 11, release back down to the 9, and then pull off for the 7. It happens like super quick though. Then he plays, I don't know what he plays. He either plays 12th fret B string, then 11th fret on the G string. Or, I think the fingering's a little bit trickier this way because you have to kind of, for the E and the B string, it would be 7th on the E string and then 7 on the B string. Or, you could slide it up and the strings are a little bit thicker so it sounds a little bit more full that way. Probably have to slide your way up to it, you know? So, that phrase, just one more time fully, is here it is super slow. So far we've got this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there's this awesome little riff. So all that is G string, 7th fret, and 9th fret kind of hang out here. So 7, 9, then a little bend and release, and a pick. So I think it's, yeah, about a full step bend here. So 7, 9, bend up to an 11, then release it. In fact, actually, you could either bend it before you pick it, like that, or you could bend into it as you pick it. You go like that. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of up to you if you want to play around with that nuance there. And then after that, there's another bend. Like, you don't really even have to move your hand. You're still in the same spot. But it's another kind of bend and release sort of thing. So bend up to an 11, then release again. So that is just bending up to an 11 again, then release to the 7. You can pick it or you can't pick, it doesn't really matter as long as you get that note. So as soon as you release it, you're gonna bend right back up into that 11 again, so. And then it's easy to get your pinky right there on the 10th fret of the B string. So it's like this, super slow. So you're kind of hanging out in this already bent position to get that flavor to it. So you can kind of like bend and release and bend and release. So here's that whole phrase slow. One more time. We're like almost done. It's a pretty quick little solo. Here it is up to this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Then we have this kind of like downward thing that goes You could also play this one in different places, but I think to get the right notes in there, because you could also kind of play it slightly incorrectly and it'll still have the same effect. You can go like, which isn't like totally right, but it still sounds pretty good. But here's how it's played correctly. So you start on the, here's the first phrase slow. So 7th fret D string, the A, and then immediate bend up to an 11 again. You're kind of doing that a lot, the solo. Then a release. Full step bend, 9 to 11, then release down. Then you'll have to shift your finger a little bit for this one. So that's a 6. A 6 bent up into the 7. Like that. You know, take some practice to kind of get it as slinky as you want it. Like that. Or you could just bend right into it like that. Again, something fun to kind of play around with. Those types of bends are, I think, have a lot of attitude in them. All right, so then D string, 9th fret to 7th fret. I think just like, again, it's, you know, they're bends. You can kind of take them wherever you feel like taking them, really. You know, this one I would probably do like a little half step bend, like that. So I'm on the D string, 9th fret. Probably bending it up to a 10, you know, or if you want to do it an 11. Right, okay. I always get kind of mixed up on that part, so. Then it's pretty quick. It's all like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So you're kind of playing like 3 notes, but only picking twice. Or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, in 2 beats. Then you have the sliding thing that again, I'm not sure if he plays it in this position or down there or what, but you can play it like this. So I'm just A string, 9th fret, then sliding down to the 2, giving it a little bend just because, like, you know, bends are awesome. And then a big A power chord there. So again, like, you know, I'm pretty sure he bends it on the 2nd fret, but if you miss it and you wind up on the 3rd fret, like, whatever, you know. A little more AC/DC like that. Or you could go, again, the only difference there is that that's an E, and then that up there is an F sharp. So, but again, it's like the last couple notes of the solo, so they're, you know, they happen for a split second, then they're over, and they both sound pretty similar. So you could play this last little line like this. or the way it's played on the record. Ah, shit. And that's the solo, man. Here it is one time, normal speed, and then super slow speed again. Whoop. Ah. One more time, super slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Barry, that's it. You know, feel free to hit me up for any more of these sorts of things. Happy to, you know, if there are other solos you need to learn too, happy to do this little remote lesson thing for you. So, have fun with this. It's a ripper, and yeah, I mean, if you can play the solo to a T at a live show, it's definitely a good look, especially if you're plugged into a Marshall. All right, man, have a good one. Take it easy.